You can engineer a system with perfect logic that provides no utility. This happens whenever the engineering solves the wrong problem. When developers prioritize the act of writing code over the generation of value, the project loses its anchor. They often spend weeks refining features that no one requested, while neglecting the core workflows that drive the business forward. The modern reliance on AI coding agents compounds this. Without a clear set of requirements, these tools often invent their own business context, producing code that functions technically but misses the actual client priorities. Without a structural understanding of why the work exists, software development stops being an engineering discipline and becomes an expensive drain on organizational resources. To prevent this, teams use the Business Requirement Document, or BRD. It serves as the architectural blueprint for technical intent, moving the focus beyond a simple list of features. The core idea of this documentation is simple. It answers the fundamental question, why are we building this? This document acts as a translation layer. It takes abstract strategic goals and turns them into an executable reality that a developer can actually build. We can see this transition from theory to practice in the AppHub case study, a registry for internal and client-facing applications. The BRD first maps the current reality. It explicitly defines the business problem, the need for discovery, and identifies everyone affected. A developer must also document the current process. In this example, apps are currently accessed through separate URLs or shared manually. Diagnosing that process reveals the specific pain points. This section identifies where the current approach fails, such as the lack of centralized visibility and the confusion caused by decentralized access management. By verifying the dimensions of this operational pain, a developer ensures they are engineering a solution that addresses the actual needs of the stakeholders. Once the problem is defined, the document shifts to the target destination. It sets the horizon for the entire development cycle. This creates a distinction between the desired outcome, the mechanical function of the software, and the business value, the specific way that function improves the company's health through better client experiences and easier management. To determine when that value is achieved, the BRD uses success criteria. These are measurable thresholds, such as ensuring permissions correctly control app visibility for different user groups. With the destination clearly defined, the team has a definitive endpoint for the project. This clarity helps prevent scope bloat and keeps the focus on the original intent. The final layer of the BRD provides reality checks. These are boundaries that keep a project from moving in the wrong direction during execution. The constraints section forces the team to acknowledge external limitations, warning that the changing authentication approach directly impacts the build. This is followed by risks, outlining negative business impacts if execution fails, like the hub becoming a simple directory if integrations are delayed. Finally, the open questions section intentionally pauses development until ambiguities are resolved. If the permission model for the first phase is unknown, the build does not proceed. These guardrails transform the BRD from a list of ideas into a practical guide for implementation, ensuring every technical decision is grounded in reality. This documentation places a specific responsibility on developers the moment they receive the requirements. Looking at this checklist, developers must verify their understanding. Do I know who benefits? What is the current pain? What does success look like? If unclear, they must ask for clarification before coding. This avoids assuming a brief founder instruction equals a full requirement document. For a high-level developer, the ability to interrogate the business logic is just as important as the ability to work within an IDE. Mastering these requirements allows a developer to act as a product architect. It provides the context needed to make informed decisions about the backend, the user experience, and the testing strategy. Ultimately, high-quality development uses code as a means to solve human and operational problems. As the documentation concludes, good business requirement documentation helps the team build software that solves real problems, not just software that contains features.